Okay, so hi everyone. So this is Edward Stephen from HKExcel. Okay, so as we all know, Math Studies exam is coming in like 1 month time. So in this note, I'm going to teach you how to study it more effectively and also review all the question type for you. Okay, ultimate tip class only for 2015. Okay, tailor-made for Math Studies. So let's go to the first page. So we all know that for Math Studies, we got 7 topics, right? Okay, and algebra, which is the first topic. So I think you need to know number set, compound interest, and sequences. Okay, for number set, you need to understand all the symbols here. Okay, what does it mean by Z here? Z means integer. So what does it mean by integer? Integer is like a whole number. Okay, a whole number. So it can be 1, 2, 3, right? Okay, but can -1, -2, -3 be integer? So obviously yes. Okay, so this one's a whole number. And how about 0? So many students ask me this question. 0 is also integer. Okay, so make sure you know that. And then for the Q means a rational number. So what does it mean by a rational number? So many students will understand this in like, oh, it looks like a fraction, okay? It cannot be √2, something like that. So actually there's a definition for this. It's a whole number over another whole number. Let's say 2/3, yeah? Then this one would be a rational number. If √2/3, then it's not a rational number, right? Okay, right now you understand that. So it's whole number over another whole number. And real numbers, all the numbers, okay? There are real numbers. So pi, √2, and then 1, 2, 0. Okay, they are all real numbers. So basically, if the question asks you, is this real numbers? So it's always R. Yeah, always real numbers. Yeah. Okay, and then for compound interest, then you will know that, oh, it's like this equation, okay, on your data booklet, C times 1 plus R power n. But you need to know that the power n here is not about the number of years. It's about the compound times. Okay, what does it mean? So let me give you an example. If you put 1,000 into the bank, okay, then they offer you like 4% interest per annum. Okay, per annum, right? And compound monthly. And they'll ask you like after 2 years, what do you get? Right? Okay, so it's usually like this, and then 3 marks. So C means the capital, the original capital, right? Times 1 plus the interest rate. So many students will just put in 0.04 right here, but that's wrong because this one's per annum, and a compound monthly, it means every month the bank will give you interest, right? Okay, so you have to divide that. So this is for 1 year, 12 month. Then for 1 month, then you just need to divide it by 12, right? And then power of how many? So many students will just write 2, but that's wrong again because in 1 year, there are 12 months, right? Okay, so you actually receive interest 12 times. Okay, for 2 years, then it will be 2 times 12, right? So this is how you apply the equation. But if you want to see more question type on this topic, then you can go through my financial math notes. Okay, financial math notes, right? Okay, so or you can basically you can just register on overseas.vnote.hk. Okay, register an account there, then you can get 1 free trial lesson. Okay, so I hope this one will help you. And this one is a must question. Okay, basically. And then for sequences, it's also a must question in your coming exam because it can be in section A and also in paper 1 or paper 2. So for paper 2, it will be like designed for a long question. First part is about arithmetic sequence, and then the second part will be about geometric sequence. Okay, so arithmetic sequence, in simple words, is all about plus or minus. Geometric sequence, times or divide, right? Okay, plus or minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, right? Common difference. And then for geometric sequence, it's like 2, 4, 8, and 16, and so on, times 2, times 2. So how do you find the common difference and common ratio? Always remember, common difference is second term minus the first term. Common ratio is the second term over the first term. Because some students will say like 4 to 1.5, the common ratio is 2. Wrong. Always remember, second term over first term. Okay, not this term over that term. Yeah, so right now you understand that. Yeah, okay. And then for topic 2, descriptive statistics. Okay, you need to know how to use your GDC. Okay, no matter you're using Casio or Texas, okay, or T1 Inspire. Okay, basically only these 3 models in the IB exam. Okay, you need to know how to compute the mean, median, mode, standard deviation, and also box and whisker. Okay, so for this four key things, I assume you already know that. Okay, but if you still not getting this, then you can go through my notes on statistics studies. Okay, yeah. So this will be like 1.5 hour long video, okay, with the notes. So, and also box and whisker, this is a must question type in your coming exam, okay, because this is very, very important. But what does it mean by box and whisker, right? So basically, if you got 100 people, yeah, 100 people like to be interviewed, yeah, okay, and then you're asking them like drink how many cups of coffee like in 1 week, okay, in 1 week. So some may say like, some people may say, oh, I'll drink like 2 to 3 coffees, and then 3 to 5 coffees, and then 5 to 6 coffees, something like that. Yeah, okay. And after you get all the data, right, and then you have to separate all the number into 4 parts, 4 equal parts. So that's why the box and whisker, you can see we have 4 boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have 100 people, okay, 100 people, then you know that this part, the first part will be 25 people, 25 people, 25 people, 25 people, yeah? So let's say 0 to 3, 0 to 3. So there are actually 25 people drinking 0 to 3 coffees, okay? So during the interview, right? Okay, and then also 3 to 5, and then 5 to maybe 10, and then for this one is 20, okay? So it can be any number, it can be any number. So that's why sometimes the length can be short, sometimes it can be long. But this whole box, okay, one part means 25 people, okay? One part means like 1/4 of the total number. 1/4, yeah? Okay? So this is the key concept. So usually they will ask you like, oh, find the number of people drinking like 3 to 10 coffees, okay? So 3 to 10, so 25 plus 25, because you know, occupy 2 boxes, right? Okay? So then it will be like 50 people. That's it. So this is the key thing you need to know. And of course, you need to know how to find out the mean from the box and whisker. So this is the level 7 question, okay? If you want to go through this, go through my studies notes, okay? So, and then topic 3, logic. So 3 things you need to understand. Implication, very, very important. So if something, then something, P and an arrow Q, right? Okay, if there's cloud, then it will be raining, okay? So it's like implication. In what situation it will be wrong? It will be false. This statement always is TF, then it will be false, okay? True, false, then it will be false. And all the others, they're all true, okay? And you need to understand inverse, converse, and contrapositive of the implication, okay? So let's look at this case, P to Q, right? So what is the inverse of this one? But remember, inverse, converse, and contrapositive only applies to the implication, okay? The implication. So it cannot apply to any other things. Only applies to P to Q, okay? Something, arrow, something, yeah? So inverse of this one is change in sign. Change in sign, okay? Converse, change in position. Okay, write this down first. I'll teach you one easy way to memorize. And then contrapositive, change, sign, and position, okay? So for P and Q, right? Okay, change sign. Why inverse means changing sign? So for inverse, you can think of I, right? It's about myself, yeah? So basically we don't change the place, so we only change ourselves by changing the sign, okay? So I don't know, does that make sense to you? But this make total sense for me to memorize, okay? So, and then for converse, so you can think of the shoes. So you change the shoes, okay? So maybe swap the position, okay? So it will be Q to P, so Q to P. So if I ask you to find the converse of this one, you can immediately think of the shoes, and then you swap the position, right? So Q to P. And then finally, contrapositive, the longest word. So basically includes inverse and converse, right? So that's why we have to change the position and also change the sign. So negative Q to negative P. This is how I memorize, okay? So for 3, this one, P, V, Q. So basically it's like this, P or Q, okay? So you need to understand for P or Q, and also the difference between P, V dash Q. What is the difference between these two? Yeah? Okay, so for this one, you can go through my notes on logic. So I've explained all the question types and also the concept for you in this note. So next page, statistics application. So obviously chi-square test, normal distribution, and regression line. Yeah. So these 3 topics, these 3 chapters. I mean, so there must be one question. There must be one question in paper 2 and also paper 1. Yeah. So you will definitely see these 3 questions in your IB exam. You need to know how to calculate the chi-square test value and then make the conclusion. Let's say reject or accept the null hypothesis, okay, like this. So is there any like easy way to make the conclusion? So I'll teach you in my chi-square test note. And then for normal distribution, so many students get confused with this. Let's say finding the x value, and then and the random variable is like less than 4% of the data, yeah, okay, and then find the x value of that. So the data is normally distributed, right? So what does it mean exactly? Yeah, okay. So this one I also review all the concept in my notes, but in simple word for normal distribution is 3n. So 3n means the data is distributed is distributed in a way that the mean is equal to the mode equals to the median. Okay, this is all you need to know. So basically, whenever you see the word like normally distributed, it must be about this topic. Okay, and then for regression line is just another name for this one is line of best fit, line of best fit. Yeah. Okay. So line of best fit, what does it mean? So if I give you many dots, this is what we call the scatter diagram. If you draw a line like this, right? Okay, so the line cross most of the points, and this is what we call the line of best fit. And this is a straight line. So a straight line, then you can always use y equals to mx plus c to describe the regression line, right? So it can be going up, it can be going down. So basically you have positive and negative correlation. So you may be asked to explain what does it mean by positive and negative correlation, okay? So you need to know that for positive correlation, it means when x increase, y increase, yeah? For negative, x increase, y decrease, okay? So opposite direction, because when x increase, y decrease, yeah? Okay, and then next topic, topic 5, geometric and trigonometry. So geometry, so for geometry, you need to know two perpendicular lines. If the slope of this two line, m1 times m2, must be equal to -1. This you have to memorize, yeah? So if I give you the line 1, the slope of this is equal to 5, and this line would be what? The slope of this would be 5 times m2 equals to -1. So m2 is equal to -1 over 5, yeah? Okay? Okay, so basically, you know that is -1 over 5, right? Okay, why is it? So basically just using this equation, right? So 5 times something and it equals to -1, and then just divide by 5, -1 over 5, that's it. Okay, so the midpoint, if I give you 2 points, let's say P and Q, right? So this is 4, 3, this is 8, 5, yeah? Find the midpoint of this one. So always remember, it's just x1 plus x2 divided by 2. So the midpoint, let's say m, then 4 plus 8 is 12, 12 over 2 is 6, yeah? Okay, 5 plus 3, y1 plus y2 divided by 2, it will be 4, right? So 8 over 2. So you can write this down. Midpoint is always defined as x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2, right? Okay, for equation of straight line, so you need to know that this is all about y equals to mx plus c, y equals to mx plus c, right? It's always like this. And then you may be asked like to find the equation of the straight line, okay? You'll be given like 1 point, maybe a 5, 3, and the slope is equal to 4, yeah? Find the equation of this, easy, sub back in, right? So you need to have, so y is equal to 3, and then m is 4, and then x is 5 plus c, yeah? So 3 minus 20 is minus 17 equals c, yeah? Okay, but of course you will have many question types for geometry and trigonometry, especially you will see some like graph questions, okay? Diagram questions. So for this one, you can refer to my trig 2D and 3D notes, okay? So for coordinate geometry, then you can just refer to my coordinate geometry notes, yeah? Okay, so for topic 6, mathematic model, okay, 2 things you need to know. Asymptote. So how do you find a vertical asymptote and horizontal asymptote, right? Okay, this is very important. So many students don't get this part, yeah? So you can go through my notes on this, and also the domain and range, So what does it mean by domain range? Domain means X range, and then range means Y range, yeah? Okay, so X range and Y range, yeah? So if I, let's say, if you have a quadratic function, this is 1 and 2, yeah? Okay, and the minimum point is -3. If I ask you to find the domain of this one, domain, and also find the range, yeah? So how do you do that? So for range is Y range, right? Obviously, if you look at the Y, it cannot go below -3, right? It can only be -3 or above, yeah? So Y is bigger or equals to -3. That is the Y range. And for domain means the X. So you can see for a quadratic equation, it can be like go to like -infinity to infinity. So it can be like extend forever, right? So for this one, XER. XER means X is the elements of the real numbers, yeah? Okay, but this type of question also applies to a mapping diagram. Okay, mapping diagrams like this. They will give you X and Y, yeah? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and then you have the Y, yeah? So let's say Y is equal to X plus 1. What is the Y value? 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 you put in here, then you have 3, and then 3 you put in here, you have 4, right? Okay, and then they will ask you to find a domain. Domain means the X side, so for X it can only be 1, 2, and 3. For the Y, then you only have 2, 3, and 4, yeah? Okay, so this is the range, this is the domain, yeah? Okay, so lastly, the differentiation. So this is also a must topic in your IB exam. Okay, so differentiation means a slope. And how do you operate like the calculate? How do you calculate, like, let's say 3x squared differentiation of this y prime? Yeah, so you multiply power minus 1, so 6x. Yeah, so multiply 2 minus 1. This is the differentiation. Okay, so two concept, parallel tangent. So usually they will ask you like, oh, find a parallel tangent. Let's say you have this graph fx. Yeah, okay, is equal to x cubed plus 4. Yeah. Okay, so I want to find out maybe the slope at, so the slope is equal to, when the slope is equal to 3, yeah, the slope is equal to 3, there are 2 points of x, yeah? So find the value of x, so you can see that. First of all, the slope means differentiation, right? You have to differentiate this function. So differentiation of this is 3x squared, differentiate for 0, and then just make the slope equals to 3, yeah? So x squared is equal to 1, and then x is equal to square root 1 is positive or minus 1, yeah? Okay, so you can see when the slope is 3, then the value can be 1 or negative 1. So when here, let's say it's 1, yeah, then you have positive side, then you have a line like this, right? And how about minus 1? Minus 1 is right here, and it's also going up. So this is what we call the parallel tangent, right? Okay, this line parallel to that. So usually they'll ask you to find like this point and then also find another point. Then you need to know, okay, these two slopes are equal, yeah? Okay, so for differentiation, I got 3 notes. Differentiation 1, 2, and then optimization. So for the slope of maximum and minimum, so for maximum, the slope is always equal to 0. For the minimum, is also equal to 0. Yeah? Okay, so let's say for this question, if I ask you to find the maximum and minimum, how to do that? So just differentiate one time, then you have 3x squared, and then you make it equal to 0. So x is equal to 0, yeah? So this is when the slope is equal to 0, yeah? Okay, so this is how you work on the differentiation. So basically just using this method, differentiation, parallel tangent, same slope, and then for maximum minimum, differentiation must be equal to 0, okay? So for more lessons, then you can just go to overseas.vnote.hk to register a free account on that, okay? And then you can register a free trial lesson on every topic, okay? But you can only get one lesson, okay? So register here, and hopefully this video would help you to get a level 7, okay?